I'm literally just going to revise. The first one, they want the direct raw material, because we want to see how much is issued to where they are actually making the product. Remember, raw material is your ingredients. Now, what did they give me? They gave me balances. Ne? They gave me balances for last year and this year. Can you see 2008, 2009? So this is my opening balance, and this is my closing balance.
And I think you're muted on the video.
No, it just says, it's really just saying. I don't know why, but it does record. Okay, so now my direct material has an opening balance of 57 and a closing balance of 34. Okay, now I know this might look a little bit confusing, but remember, I must have a balance BD ne, on the 1st of, let's say, January. Then I have a balance CO, ne? And then I have again a new balance BD, let's say 31st December. Right. So the opening balance, when I talk about the opening balance, it's this one. And the closing balance is this one. I know it's muted, but it's not. Doesn't it always say that? So what I want you to see is, if you look at this demekar mess that I have here, ne? I want you to see this is the opening balance, ne? And this is the closing balance, which is next year's opening. But can you see, I just write O and C for opening and closing instead of BD, CO. Okay? And can you see I didn't bring it down? Why? Because in the question itself it says calculate. They didn't ask the formal T account. I'm using the T account as a calculation. Is everybody sharp with the balances? Okay. Now, raw material, the other name for raw material is direct material. Ne? And another thing that you need to remember is if they say material issued is the ones that go to work in process. Okay, now let's go look. My balances is fine. Raw material purchase for cash and credit. Can you see they don't tell you what is cash and what is credit? Why? Because they didn't ask the formal T account. So you just need to know what we buy so that we can add it to what we already have. And then they give me carriage on raw material, and carriage loads the price. It makes the raw material more expensive. So I'm going to put that in there as well. So this is the material. If I add this is the material that's available to use. You get it? Okay, this is available if I add all of this. The opening and the purchases and the carriage. Now when I did they also say there was a return. Defective raw material was returned. That's why I return it. If I did a formal T account, I would literally here write creditors control or bank. And here I will write, because it's cash or credit, I will write creditors control or bank. And here, if it was formal, I would not write return, I would write creditors control. You guys with me? And now they tell you what is the closing balance. So now, what do I literally have? When I go back to my T account, ne? What do I have? I have the 57.9, the 1622,700, the 28.8, the 23.1, and the 34.2. Now, what do I know about balancing? Is that this two sides needs to be equal. So, in order for it to be equal, I need to add this minus this, and it will minus on the material that was used. And where was it used? It was used where we are making the product, meaning work in progress. Okay, let me say to you, this is a normal T account. So I add this, I get the total. What is the total? It's 0, 0, 15, 24,
1709.
like that. So I know this side is also 1709, 400, because they should balance. Now I go and I say minus 23 minus 34 gives me 165 to 100.